Is the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan. Ambassador, very good to have you. There's no doubt there's pressure on your country.
Thank you for having me, Neil.
I apologize, sir. No doubt a lot of pressure on your country. What do you think about it? How do you feel about it?
Look, I still believe that the relations between Israel and the United States are unbreakable, and as the president used to call them, ironclad. We do not hide that we have some disagreements on how to conduct the war in Gaza, but still we feel that the administration and first and foremost the president is committed to the most important objective of this war, which is the full eradication of Hamas's terror capabilities, because we all understand that if Hamas stays in power, there is no future not only for Israelis, but also not for the Palestinians in Gaza.
As you know, the goal might be the same, Ambassador. The way you go about it is very different. The administration dead set against what Benjamin Netanyahu and your government want to do by extending this war into Rafah. They say, and this is quoting from Vena Patel, the U.S. State Department deputy spokesperson, and I quote here, "We believe that Hamas can be defeated, but it must be done in a targeted and more precise manner, and hopefully it does not impact or have any negative impact on Palestinian civilians." They go on to say that an attack on Rafah will make that much worse and blow it way out of proportion. You say?
Look, we share the concern to mitigate the civilian casualties in Gaza, but one has to remember, we didn't want this war. We did not initiate this war. We were attacked on October 7th. We were massacred. There is no one who wants to avoid a military operation in Rafah more than Israel. It's our children, our soldiers who are paying the ultimate price by if they enter Rafah. But we are left with no other choice. There are still 4 Hamas battalions in Gaza. If we do not eradicate them, so the Hamas will definitely rearm, regroup, take over again Gaza, and they will attack us again and again as they promised to do. So we are always open to listen to our closest ally, the United States of America. That is why we are sending a high-level delegation to D.C., as you reported. And yeah, we hope to see whether there are other tactics or strategy that we can implement that would help us to avoid a military operation in Rafah. Right now, we see no other choice but to enter Rafah to eradicate Hamas terror capabilities.
Benjamin Netanyahu had a video conference call with Republican senators, and apparently he wanted to do the same with Democratic senators, but Chuck Schumer declined. Chuck Schumer, of course, the same Senate leader who was calling for new elections in Israel. What are your relations with Chuck Schumer?
Well, I thought that they were fine, and we appreciate the fact that for many years he supported Israel, and he's a friend of Israel. But honestly, as I said, I was, before I became a diplomat, I was also a senior politician in Israel. You don't do the things that, when you don't say these things that Senator Schumer said. It was a shameful speech. You don't intervene into your closest ally political arena. You definitely don't do it in a time of war. And to call for an early election and the replacement of an elected prime minister at a time of war, it is shameful.
In the meantime, though, they're getting ready for this ceasefire resolution that was called on by the United States on the part of you and Hamas that would have a 6-week pause in hostilities to work out hostage release. But that's the United States leading this effort. That, I believe, sir, is the first time in this war. Does that worry you? Do you worry about the pendulum swinging against you when it comes to this country and support for you?
Look, I'm in close contact with Ambassador Thomas Greenfield with regards to the draft resolution that was submitted by the United States. I was just updated before this interview that it will be voted upon tomorrow morning here in the United Nations at the Security Council. I won't say that we like all aspects and all clauses that are included in the draft resolution, but we can live with this resolution because it still condemns condemns Hamas, which is something that still did not happen here in any other UN body, and it still makes the connection between a hostage release deal. A hostage release deal and an immediate ceasefire. It doesn't call for an unconditional, an immediate ceasefire without the release of the hostages. So yeah, we don't like the United States involving the UN. The UN is a terrible place in our military operation, but still this is a draft that we can live with.
All right, Ambassador, thank you very much. I know these are tenuous times. Be well, be safe. Thank you, sir.